Out of the shotgun, empty backfield, and the slant is caught by Travis Benjamin, and Travis Benjamin gets close to midfield as he is tackled at the 44-yard line. Rivers, short drop, trying to get out of trouble. Watch out from behind, and the ball is slapped away, and it's loose, and the Eagles have it. It was Chris Long who slapped the ball away from behind on Rivers. Wentz looking and goes up top, and it's caught by Agholor. Nelson Agholor, who played his college ball at USC and was a #1 pick. In motion is Alshon Jeffrey, the pass up the middle, and it is caught. Touchdown by Jeffrey. And they go again to Gordon. Gordon stiffs arms a defender, and Gordon close to the first down. And a first down at the 33. And it's going to be a fake end around, and the pass is to Wendell Smallwood, and Smallwood is off into Charger territory and gets to the 43-yard line. Lunchtime, he's in the backfield. They fake to him, and in trouble is Wentz, and he goes down. He has been sacked 12 times now this season. The drive. Another fake on the end around. Ingram charging in, and the pass is completed to LeGarrette Blount. Blount still on his feet. And it takes 3 Chargers to bring him down at the 25. Well, we know he can kick from 61. This one is good by far. And the Eagles now have opened up a 10-0 lead. Here comes the pressure up the middle. It's picked up effectively, and Rivers completes the pass to Keenan Allen and a first down. Good blitz pickup that time by the Chargers up the middle, and a gain of 21. Quarterbacks using audibles a lot in this first quarter. LeGarrette Blount. And escapes one tackle and comes within 2 yards of a first down. Let's send it down to Shannon. Shannon, what do you read from the crowd so far? 123 yards and a first down on the 31 of the Chargers. Take a handoff to Blount, and Wentz takes off. Boy, does he run well for a 6'5", 237 guy, and he gets inside the 20 for another Eagles first down.
Making that up.
This is a 40-yard field goal attempt by Jake Elliott, and this kick is perfect.
Missing persons report right now on Hunter Henry.
Play fake. Rivers has time. Rivers going deep. And Rivers has a receiver, Tyrell Williams, and he'll score. 75 yards.
He takes off, gets up the field. Now watch him right here. Turn back into the receiver or the defensive back. That creates the separation, and then he just runs. Philip Rivers throws it out in the middle of the football field and lets him run to it. But the route leaning back into the defensive back created the separation. And Philip Rivers so excited. It's been so difficult lately. Look at him. He's fired up right now.
2 for 2 thus far, both 40 or longer. And here is the attempt by Elliott, and the kick is good. They've only rushed for 15 yards. And they're going to try to get it from the air again, and down he goes at the 20, and that is going to be a sack for Bo Allen. Bo Allen looking good. LeGarrette Blount is the running back, and he gets the call up the middle. Blount. Terrific run by Blount, and once again the Chargers can't get to him. 3rd down and 4. And this one is going to be caught by Keenan Allen. And he is in the Eagle territory and tackled from behind. Big gain. And the Chargers are in field goal range. Nigel Bradham gets Allen from behind and a gain of 49 yards.
Allen on the outside, he's great job at getting released, sells the inside slant route, then just gets back to the outside. And then look at this slippery right here. Anthony Lynn, head coach of the Chargers, told us he's the most competitive receiver they have, and they want to take some shots down the football field with Keenan Allen.
And here is Jake Elliott's field goal attempt. It's good. He's 4 for 4 today. Austin Ekeler breaks the tackle, gets a first down, still going. Austin Ekeler at the 10-5. He'll score. Touchdown Chargers. 17 game. Did I say they weren't running the ball? Well, up until that point. 35 yards. Not good against the run. Fourth straight game or 100 more yards rushing, and this is why, as LeGarrette Blount, they can't bring him down, and LeGarrette Blount is going to outrace King, and finally he needs some help inside the 5-yard line, and it's Hayes Pullard. LeGarrette Blount.
And here it is in its entirety. Look at that cutback right here. Another cutback. Break the tackle. Stiff arm right there. Get off me. Continues to run. Go ahead and get a little bit more. You want more? Oh!
And they give it a Smallwood touchdown. Wendell Smallwood. Nothing fancy. Boy, he being called upon to fulfill a lot of the duties of Darren Sproles, who's lost for the season. Here's Philip Rivers. And it's caught! Philip Rivers to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen in a foot race, and he'll go out of bounds. You talked about him. He's the man. He's the wild card on this club offensively, and Allen gets to the 10-yard line.
Chip, Philip Rivers can stand tall in the pocket and throw the deep crossing route to Keenan Allen on time. Perfect placement with his ability to run and continue to get yards out.
And Rivers with time throws. And out of the end zone was Henry. They wanted to go to him, but he was well out of the end zone when he caught the pass.
Feet are down, that back foot is dragging, and he completes the catch by maintaining control when he lands out of bounds.
1, 2, you're right, he dragged the right foot, Dean, and he certainly maintained control.
Does he have control here? And it looks as though he does. In both feet, you see the left foot just tickling the grass.
And they go to Clement, and he may have it, depending on where they mark it, right on the line. It's an imaginary line, not an official line. And Clement gets the first down and a few more to boot inside the 40-yard line. 1:54 on the clock. They go to Blount. He gets the first down. He gets more than a first down, and he gets inside the 15-yard line. When they have run, they have gotten 8 or 9 yards, and when they come close, they burst it.